Duncan, if only bots could zap. Yeah, no doubt. I think, well, we've talked about bots on here before. We've talked about spam. And how awesome is it going to be when Bitcoin, I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing for me that I'm most excited about. I mean, all these things are going to be great. Obviously, like the getting rid of spam, getting rid of bots, being able to do things much more efficiently. It could go on and on and on. But the thing that really excites me about everything right now is just how much leverage the Bitcoiners are going to have in the future. And I'm serious. And if you think about it in a couple different ways, I'll try to my best to keep this at the top of my brain here for a while to not get distracted. But like, if you think about it, the first thing, this is going to be a big trend in the future. The more AI improves, the more scary things get online, the more important Bitcoin's going to be in this whole equation here. And so if you think about something along the lines of, let's use email as an example, or texting, or calling, or anything, or leaving messages in the chat, leaving a comment on somebody's post, sending somebody a direct message. If you put like 5 sats behind each one of those, all of a sudden the bots are gone. So let's use an example. Like, say somebody wanted to send me an email to my business email that I was comfortable sharing, which you should be online. Been burned before with that, but anyways, you should be comfortable. If you want people to reach out and do business with you, you should be able to share your email address. But let's say that in order to send me an email, you have to send me 5. You have to include 5 sats with it. Insignificant for the most part, right? But get rid of the bots, because if every bot had to send 5 sats to send an email, or leave a comment, or send a direct message, or mention somebody in a post, bots would be gone. They just can't, because when you're dealing with a currency that's finite, everything changes. So 5 sats per byte, send me an email. And it doesn't have to be like, I'm not going to charge my brother or somebody in here to shoot me an email like Craig. So that they would be in my contacts list. They'd be free to enter because I'm familiar with them. They're in my web of trust. I know they're not spam. But everybody else, if you want to send me an email, 5 sats. And as this whole thing progresses along the same lines with AI, the price of Bitcoin is going to go up. And so obviously it's going to start maybe say 10 sats to send an email, and then it's going to go down to 5, and then 1, and then a microsat. But like, what we're building right now is leverage for that future. Because if you think about when it's going to cost like 5 sats, 10 sats to do something, to, really interact online, we're going to be very well equipped for it. And, it's going to have to be accessible for everybody. So when you're dealing with a finite supply of something like Bitcoin that you can't create more of, the amount has to be small for people to be able to use it. So it might even be, 1/100th of a sat. So think about, that's just one aspect of it. Then you think about like, hiring people, buying things for your company, for your business, for yourself, betting on yourself. When you start your own business eventually, which everybody here will, probably in the next decade, for the most part, I'd say the 80-20 rule is going to apply to that as well. Not everybody's going to have their own business, do contract work, but I think that 80% will. I think we're going to make the shift from like 20% of people doing it and 80% being employees to 80% of people doing their own thing, betting on themselves, and 20% being like employees. So in that world, you're going to create so much leverage for yourself in the future just by having Bitcoin. You're going to be able to buy whatever you need. You're going to be able to access whatever you need. You're going to be able to hire the best talent. So that what you're doing right now is you're buying time in the future, but you're also buying leverage because of Bitcoin. And so that's 2 things. And then the third one I would say is like, even transacting on layer 1. Like when Bitcoin goes up enough in value, like these 5, 10 sats per byte, which seem fairly cheap right now, are going to be very expensive for people. Like, think about that. As the price, let's say that 1 sat equals $1 at that time, and you have 1 UTXO and the on-chain fees are 10 sats per byte. That's $10 pretty much to send. It might be more than that, actually. It might be like a couple $100 to send a transaction. So most people won't be able to do that. Most people just simply won't afford to be able to to transact on layer one. But the people who are here today will. So you're building leverage for the future right now, for yourself and for your family and for your business. So it's kind of cool. I don't know how bots led us there, but anyways.